Alright, so this for my family members that love those chicken and dumplings. They keep asking me for this recipe. I got a little flour on me, but it's gonna be okay. Y'all gotta play catch up just a little bit, because I started without you. And I forgot. But that's the chicken. Can you see the chicken? Yeah, there you go. So that's the chicken. It's only like about 8 pieces in there. They had no wings at the store, so I put chicken legs and chicken thighs because it'll give them more flavor. They oilier, so it'll give them more flavor. If you like that, but I prefer to do it with the wings, but you can do it whatever you like. Just don't use all breast because the meat not gonna be as juicy. But that, some chicken stock, half water, half stock. Y'all see that? When you're boiling it, so it could be some flavor in it. Then, what else did I do? Oh, 1 chicken bouillon cube. That's optional. You don't have to do that. I just put seasoning. Well, my all-time. I always use this. I love the New Orleans flavor, so I always use this seasoning. You can use McCormick, whatever you want to use, but I always got to have the McCormick black pepper. And just boil it down. Let it start boiling down. So I'm catching y'all, putting y'all up to speed. Don't look at the way I look. Just look at what I'm doing. So, you got your flour. Let me see. I left my rolling pin with my mama, so I don't have that. But you can improvise. And y'all gonna laugh at what I'm using, but I guarantee you it still work. But anyway, okay, so what I did was I took, this is a cup. I used 1 cup and a half. That's it. 1 cup and a half of flour. And then I just used this size regular little bowl. Pour the flour in there. And I'm gonna pour this out just so y'all can see, because I'm not gonna mess my flour up. I'm gonna use that on I have this flexible board that I use to roll it out on. Because you want to have a clean surface. You could use that wax paper if you want to. But, you know, Grandma Frenchie used to roll hers out on the counter. But I use this little flexible thing at Menards. You get like 4 in a pack for like $3. But anyway, when you do your flour, and it would be, like I said, 1.5 cups. But I'm just showing you this because I already, look, told y'all. I started without you. Those was my dumplings so far. But anyway, 1.5 cups. And when you put your 1.5 cups in there, be right back. You want to take, oops, forgot some. You want to take, I use the cap as a measuring tool for the oil. You want to take, after you get your flour in there, y'all got to watch this. So you're going to put a tunnel in the middle of the flour, because it's going to be more in there than that. But you're just going to make yourself a little tunnel in the middle. Okay? Look. Like this. Just like I'm doing. Got to get back where I can see, make sure y'all can see. You just go take and make a little tunnel in the middle of the flour like that. Okay. And I normally just like sprinkle a teaspoon of salt in the flour too before I do this. I forgot that. Just a teaspoon of salt and then mix it up, sift it together. Then once you get your tunnel, you're going to pour 2 capfuls of the oil. And I use canola. You can use vegetable oil. It doesn't matter. And so when you put your 2 capfuls of oil, you're going to pour those into the tunnel you just made. Right there. Just pour it right in the middle of the tunnel. So then now you got your tunnel, and just imagine your oil in there, because I already did this. I'm not going to do it over again. But imagine your oil is in there, so then you're going to take your spoon and just circle the oil in like that. So it gets to be like it's no more oil and you don't have no more oil in there. And it's just like in the middle, all it's still going to be flour on the outside, but in the middle you're going to have like a little paste in the middle. So once you get that consistency in the middle, you're going to take your cup again, and we use, remember, a cup and a half of the flour. So now you're going to use a half a cup of water. So now you would just take the half a cup of water and just pour it all in there. And then I do it like you could do it the way you want to do it, just start mixing it together with the water. But I do it like Grandma Frenchie and Mama Gussie did it. As long as your hands clean. She would, after she poured the water in there, she would take her hand and then just kind of sift it all together like that. And then it's going to form up into like a ball of dough. And so that's when you're going to have something like this sitting right in the middle. You might have a little flour left on the side, but you're going to have a ball like that. And the way that you know that you did it right is if it don't stick together like that. See how it just falls apart? If you get it and it's sticking together already before you start cutting them, then you put too much oil in it. That's why I said you only use 2 caps of that. And this is like for a normal size pot of dumplings. So once you get it like that, then you know you got some good dumplings coming. Because as you can see, the ones I have on this paper plate, I can hold them together, but they don't stick together. That means you got some good dumplings. So now, I'm going to put it back here so y'all can see. I hope y'all be able to see. Move that cup out the way. Move the oil out the way. And I told y'all I had to improvise with my rolling pin because I don't have one. And I went looking for one today and couldn't find one. But anyway, once you get it, like I got a little flour on this pad. I'm going to put some of it back in here because I don't want it spreading everywhere. Alright, and so you got this ball. Now you're going to kind of just leave a little flour on whatever surface you're using. I'm using this. I washed it off good. You know what I'm saying? I'm using it. It's a bottle, just a bottle. You're going to put it on top, and then you're just going to start rolling it out. And as you can see, if it starts wrapping around your rolling pin, then you're not gonna have no good dumplings. It's too oily. So you see how I'm rolling it, and then just kind of turning it over, rolling it out, and it's not sticking to the bottle. Thank Grandma Frenchie and Mama Gussie for these good old dumplings. And it's late, but I felt like eating some today, so that's what I'm doing. And you want to roll them out pretty thin, kind of stretch them out. You don't want thick dumplings. That's for people who use biscuits and don't know how to make dumplings and use tortillas and all that kind of mess. Never heard of such. Not from Osaka, Mississippi. We don't do that. I don't want nobody's dumplings that's made with biscuits. Alright. So now you see you got, like, this is the how thin they are. Once you start getting holes in there, then you know you got it pretty much right. And then the end's going to always be thicker, so you just take the pen and roll the end out, because you're going to want some to be thick for the top that you're going to bake in the oven and put on top. But for the most part, and that's only like for a pot, you're going to need like 10 thick ones to lay on top when the dumplings get almost ready. So for the most part, you want all thin dumplings. So now that you have it all rolled out, pretty rolled out good, then you want to take your knife. And I'm sweating so much. Okay, you want to take your knife. Y'all can see me. Okay, look. You're just going to cut in like strips. Like strips. I see some of them are thicker, so I'm going to use those for the top. I'm not going to worry about rolling them out again. and I just keep them separate on here. The thicker ones I'll put on one side so I know which ones I'm going to be browning to put on top. And then the other ones, after you cut those strips, you cut them again. And you want to leave them, I don't worry about the different sizes because they all going to be eaten, I promise you. So, I just take them and I cut them into, you know, strips like this. And like I said, see how they go? They don't stick together. If they're not sticking together, you're going to be good. So, laying them out just on the plate till I'm ready for them. And I already had this piece, so I'm going to roll that out too. And it might not, you might think a cup and a half, that's all you use, or just the flour. A cup and a half makes a lot of dumplings. And you see, that's just like a normal size stock pot that I'm using, the regular size pot. I think that's what, like a 3-quart or something like that. It's just your normal pot. So if you're making a lot for a lot of people, you would just double your recipe. But it's gonna be, that would be a whole lot. You just use, instead of like 8 pieces of chicken, you'll use maybe 16. That's like if you're doing something for like a holiday. I would imagine nobody will need that many at one time because they don't freeze well. You might not even think about freezing it. It'll still have a flavor, but the dumplings won't have the right consistency when you heat them back up out of the freezer. They just don't freeze well. Not like you can do greens or gumbo or something like that. Alright, so we got this side kind of rolled up, all pretty good. And once you do it, you won't even be measuring anymore. You'll just kind of know about how many dumplings you want to make. And just put that amount of flour in there. But this is just a good measuring tool for those getting started. And then after that, you'll be doing it without measuring anything. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and slice these again. I'll make sure y'all can see that when I do that. It's going to be hard to do with one hand. But you're just going like, there we go. You're just basically going down like this, and like that, and like that. And then once you get those strips cut, you're going to go across. Like this will make like probably 3. And then you just start putting them on top of each other, so that when your chicken gets ready, all you're going to be doing is your layering. I wish I could stop sweating, but I can't. So, just cutting them up. And this really is a cheap meal. Okay. All right. And now I got like, off of that cup and a half, I got like a whole plate of dumplings. See? These Grandma Frenchie dumplings. And she got it from Mama Gussie. Then I'm going to fix some candy yams on the side. Some people eat those dumplings with rice. I don't. I like it just like it is with some chicken and the dumplings. But I do like candy yams on the side with it. So I'm going to do that. See? This is the last little piece I got. I'm going to lay these thick so they can go on top. Because I got enough thin ones. Not thick, but thicker. I'm going to say it like that. Where it's a little thicker. Because you're going to bake those in the oven, which means they're going to get done. You know, they're going to be pretty much done when you lay them on top of the pot. You're going to get them brown. Put some butter on them. Stick it in the oven. You got to watch them because they don't take long to brown. And once they get like a crispy brown color, you take them out. And that's when your dumplings are almost ready. And you lay them on top and just let them cook for like another 10 minutes on top. And the rest is history. It's just really simple, but I'm gonna let y'all see me layer it too when I get to that part. Okay. So I'm gonna pause this for right now. I know y'all gonna be glad to get this video. I might do one for the sweet potato pies, but I ain't promising that. Because that's a secret family recipe. And then the cleanup is real. I like these little flexible things because you can just fold it, take it to the trash can, dump it, and then you just got the little bit to wipe up around where you were rolling stuff out at. Which I'll get all that up too. But for now, be right back. I'm still here. I just like to clean up when I mess up. And I leave a mess because I got OCD. Can't leave it out. And those of y'all who know me, know I have OCD. So I like to use Land O'Lakes butter. But they did not have, I don't know, no chicken wings. And the only Land O'Lakes butter they had was like a big round thing. And it cost too much. So I just went on and got this Meyer sweet cream butter. And it's unsalted because I don't want it to be too salty because I'm already using seasoning. So I use the unsalted kind. Same kind I use when I do the sweet potato pies. But anyway, these are your dumplings. I'm going to cover those up until I'm ready to use them. With my microwave cover. Sorry, I got a lot of mess and stuff everywhere, y'all, because I just got back in. I want to get these cooking while I sit down and relax and watch television while my chicken is cooking. This is the only type of evaporated milk. This, I used carnation before too, but my grandma never wanted nothing. If she sent you to the store, she wanted pet milk, just like my Aunt Ruth, pet milk. So this is the only one that I've ever used, and I think this is the only one my mom ever uses too. But pet milk, just a regular can, that's all you need for one pot. Sometimes I might add some like whole milk too, but only about, because you won't need 2 cans of this, only about, unless you get one of these and a small one. But I do this, and then I add about a half a cup of 2% milk, because I don't like the whole milk. I use the 2% regular cow's milk. But this 1 can, and the butter, when you layer, you're going to use about a 1.5 stick of butter. So it is really rich. But that's why it's so good, because it's rich. Alright, so got the chicken boiling, and I just do like 3. 2 or 3. 3 will get you like you'll eat if you're going to have dumplings the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, do 3 of the sweet potatoes. Small, 1 big one, 2 small ones. And that's it. I'm going to peel those. Once I get my dumplings layered in the pot and turned on low, then I'll, put my yams on, or sweet potatoes, not yams. There's a difference. I'll put my sweet potatoes on, and then that way, by the time they cook, the dumplings will be done, and that'll be it, chicken and dumplings. So I'm gonna pause this right now because there's nothing to see. while these are cooking, while this chicken is cooking down, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Just like I said, nothing but some seasoning and pepper. You're gonna put more pepper in there too when you're layering it, but I'll show you all that. But you don't want, and it's good. You want to make sure some of this is left. So right now, I'm just gonna pour a little, because you're gonna use this in the dumplings. You're not gonna drain this chicken. You're gonna use that. So I'm gonna put a little more stock on there, so I won't cook all my stock out. And then I left a little bit in case when I'm layering it, I need it to add in here. I'll do that. But that's it. So right now I'm gonna pause y'all for a moment.